Holy crap. If you were feeling in any way underwhelmed by the expansion pass content so far, you just have to wait a little bit longer. So recently there has been a huge datamine leak of the Xenoblade Chronicles 2 game content, the code, the assets and everything like that. This datamine has been ongoing, but obviously in the latest patches that they've been rolling out, they've been adding files and assets into the game for the upcoming expansion pass content. And some stuff has been stumbled upon, or rather meticulously and hardly worked to find, and it is crazy. So I have to warn you guys like straight away, all of this is going to be huge spoilers, or most of it is going to be pretty big spoilers. You know, maybe not the challenge mode stuff, which I'll do first, but anything after that is for the new story content in the expansion pass, and it is huge. If you are watching this and you don't want to hear about the spoilers, just know that if you have the expansion pass, or if you were thinking about picking it up, this new story content is going to be crazy. It's not like a Breath of the Wild, you know, a couple little story quests that sort of underwhelmed a lot of people. This is a crazy amount of extra story content, and what they're doing with it is nuts. So first of all, this is just basically a list of new enemies found in the game, and a lot of them are for the challenge mode. So the list should be on screen now. You'll be reading through. Some names might seem familiar, some names will be new. There is also it looks like there's a Torna's Best for the challenge mode. So there's going to be a whole bunch of different challenges that you can take. There's a Torna's Best one where you actually fight all of the Torna fights, you know, like Malice and Sever and Michaela and the rest of them in a row. And you have to be under level 60 for that, and all of these fights are like, you know, Malice is like level 64 and Mikhail, so it should actually be really tough, the challenge mode. But now the big spoiler stuff. So through the data mining, they've found a bunch of new characters, new moves, or basically, look, I just have to come out and say it. So it looks as if the expansion pass story content is set in the Aegis War. So the actual driver and blade mechanic is gone in this particular story segment. You actually play as characters like Adam, Mithra, Brigid, Minoth, and they all have 7 arts. But the characters like Adam can't upgrade their weapons with core chips. So it's like brand new mechanics. There's also blade data for Jin, Haze, and Malos 2. So they might be new blades coming in the expansion pass content before the new story content, or possibly as part of that. But it looks as if the story content is actually going to take place in the Aegis War, with playing characters that we know of but are previously unplayable, and also with brand new mechanics. Now that part isn't 100% confirmed, because they don't have like locations, or they don't have, you know, a story segment or data mine, because it's just probably not in the game files yet. Those assets aren't there, but all those characters assets are there, and they're not, you know, they're not built like blades or drivers, and they all have different mechanics, and they all have a full list. Like you can see the full list of all their arts and everything like that. So it looks as if it will be set in the Aegis War. That's the best guess because of the characters. It's also worth noting that a couple of people did point out that there are 2 official expansion pass pictures. So pictures for the expansion pass, you know, that they should be up on screen now. And if you do notice, both of them are actually in the background pictures of the Kingdom of Torna and Old Torna. So they could have literally been leaving it out in plain sight the entire time that we're going back to the Aegis War, or at least Torna. So there's that. Now, another thing that you guys would probably be really interested in knowing is that they have found both Shulk and Fiora as blades in the data. So Shulk has the Monado, and Also, he has an "I'm really feeling it" taunt, because of course he does. There is some other things in there, like of super interest in the game files and the assets. The conduit, so that's, you know, the thing that Klaus talks about at the end of the game. The conduit is listed in the game files as Zohar, or the Zohar. So a lot of people, you know, were speculating about that. We're not sure, you know, if they just named it that because it is sort of, you know, it's that shape, it's a recurring shape, or if they literally mean it to be, you know, a direct connection rather than just an art style. There were a couple of other models from the World Tree that listed a couple of the poems, which I'll put up, or a couple of their proverbs. They're listed on there. This leak is ongoing, by the way, so it's actually being leaked through there's a private Discord, but if you do want to keep up with it yourself, there's both a thread on Reset Era and on 4chan, and there'll probably be one up on GameFAQs as well. I'll leave links to the best place to keep an eye on this stuff in the comments section. So yeah, just if you want to keep up with that, do it. But obviously, be mindful that most of this stuff coming out is probably just going to continue to be spoilers. So if you don't want to be spoiled any more than you already have been, if you're still watching this video, don't check out those links. So that's all the major stuff that's come out. I've been following the leaks now for about an hour, and that's pretty much all the stuff of interest that's come out so far. As I say, this leak is ongoing, so if there is something that I haven't mentioned, like, try and at least spoiler tag it if you put it in the comments. I don't want people coming to the video not wanting to see spoilers and then still seeing them in the comments, you know, even if they leave the video. So try not to do that, and if you want to keep up with the latest, then check out the links in the video description. And, you know, I might make another video if a large amount more stuff is coming out, but I think just little stuff is going to trickle out from now. That's the main stuff, and at least until we get another patch. Thanks for liking, subscribing, and sharing, and I'll see you all soon.